Hello, good morning everyone. Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Jamin El Abid from BSB MK2C. So, today we're going to explore some important aspect of governance in the Philippines. So, there are three branches of good governance. Number one is legislative branch. This branch is responsible for making laws. This branch includes Congress, which is divided into the House of Representatives and the Senate. Their main job is to draft, debate, and pass the legislation. Then number two is executive branch. This branch is responsible for implementing and enforcing laws. It is headed by the President at the federal level and includes the Vice President and the cabinet members and various federal agencies. The President also acts as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and has the power to vote legislation passed by Congress. Number three is the judicial branch. This branch interprets law and ensures they are applied fairly. It is made up of the court system, with the Supreme Court being the highest authority. Courts at various levels review cases, interpret laws, and can declare laws or executive action unconstitutional through judicial review. Number two, the purpose of good governance. So, good governance is essential for the effective functioning of societies, ensuring that public institutions operate transparently, accountably, efficiently, and inclusively. Accountability ensures that government officials are responsible for their actions, fostering public trust mechanisms like audits and legal frameworks help maintain this accountability. Transparency reduce corruption by making government action and decision open to public community. This can be achieved through open data initiatives and access to information laws allowing citizens to stay informed and engaged. So, the other the other purpose of good governance is participation involves citizen and decision-making processes, ensuring policies reflect diverse needs and perspectives methods such as public consultation and referendums promote their inclusiveness. Guarantee that laws are applied fairly, protecting human rights and maintaining order. Independent judicial systems are crucial for upholding this principle, ensuring no one is above the law. The efficiency and effectiveness mean optimal use of resources to meet societal needs, ensuring timely and cost-effective delivery of public services through careful planning and management. Equity and inclusiveness strive to provide equal opportunities and fair distribution of resources, promoting social cohesion by addressing disparities and protecting monetary rights. And the last one is responsiveness. Ensure that the institution serve all stakeholders appropriately and adapt to changing needs through regular feedback and adaptive policy making. So these are the purpose of good governance. So good governance lead us to be a better society or and better country. These are the basic elements of good governance: participation, rule of law, transparency, responsiveness, consensus-oriented, equity and inclusiveness, effectiveness and efficiency, and the last one is accountability. Number one is participation. Involves engaging all stakeholders, including citizens, in the decision-making process, It ensures that diverse voices and perspectives are considered, leading to more inclusive and representative policies. Mechanisms for participation include public consultation, town hall meetings, and participatory budgeting. So the number two is rule of law. This ensures that all individuals and institutions are subject to all and accountable under the law. This principle guarantees that laws are applied consistently and fairly, protecting human rights and maintaining social order. Unfairly protecting human rights and maintaining social order, independent judiciary, and crucial for upholding the rule of law. And the number three is the transparency. Transparency means that government actions, decisions, and processes are open and accessible to the public. It involves clear and timely communication of information which helps reduce corruption and builds trust among citizens. Transparency is promoted through open data initiative, public records, and access to informal laws. So the number four is responsiveness. Refers to how effectively institutions and processes serve the needs of all stakeholders. It means that governments listen to appropriate manner. Responsiveness can be enhanced through regular feedback mechanism and adaptive policy making. And the number five is consensus oriented. Good governance requires mediation of different interests to reach broad consensus and what is the best interest of the community. It involves understanding the needs of various stakeholders and working towards policies and decisions that benefit the whole society. Consensus building helps in finding common ground and ensuring long-term sustainable policies. And the number six is equity and inclusiveness. Equity and inclusiveness ensure that all members of society have opportunity to improve their well-being. This element focuses on providing fair access to resources and opportunities, protecting minority rights, and promoting social justice. Inclusive governance seek to address inequalities and ensure that no one is marginalized. So number seven is effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness and efficiency refers to the optimal use of resources to achieve desired outcomes. Effective governance means that institutions deliver receive that meet the needs of the society, while efficiency ensures that these services are provided without waste. This involves good planning, management, and evaluation of public. The last one of eight basic elements of good governance. Accountability. Ensure that government officials and institutions are held responsibly for their action and decisions. These elements involves clear roles and responsibilities, regular adults and performance evaluations, accountability mechanisms such as independent oversight bodies as anti-corruption agencies are essential for maintaining integrity and governance. And for the last question is, as a student, how can I contribute upholding the good governance in the country? So, number one is to stay informed. Regularly read news, follow credible sources, and stay updated on political and social issues. Uninformed citizens can make better decisions and hold leaders accountable. Engage, educate yourself and others about the principle of good governance, democracy, and the importance of the civic duties. Exercise your right to vote in local and national elections. Encourage your peers to register and vote as well. Join and form student organization. Get involved in or create student groups focused on governance, advocacy, and community services. These platforms can help amplify student voices on important issues. Demand transparency and accountability from student government and extend these principles to local and national governance. Volunteer. Participate in community services projects. Engaging with your community helps you understand local issues and contribute to solving them. Other is apply for internship with government agencies, non-profits, or NGOs working on government issues. This provides first-hand experience and insight into the working of governance. Uphold and promote integrity, honesty, and ethical behavior in your academic personal life is a good example for others. So this is Jermaine L. Abid. That's all. That's all for good governance topic. And if you find this video informative and interesting, please like and subscribe and click the notification bell to update for the new video. So this is me and paalam!